Just doing a short review on this Countyline 5-foot blade that I bought. When I first set it up there, I watched a couple of videos and everybody seemed to say that they should set it at like 90 degrees to the ground. I guess that works okay on asphalt, but on concrete, I tried it at 90 degrees and it does a lot of skipping. So what I did, I set the thing for about 10 degrees and that seemed to help it a whole lot. It doesn't have any issues at all on asphalt, but when you hit the concrete, I guess it wants to skip up and down. But you set it at 10 degrees, it doesn't do it as bad. I mean, it still does it some, but not as bad as it was. I guess if you angled it a little more, it may take it all out. But I used it a couple times, and that's all. I had a little bit of time to play with it. But it is a good blade. I mean, it seems to be built well. I bought it from Tractor Supply. I looked at a Land Pride, and for the price of the Land Pride and for what I'm going to use it for, to just push snow, I couldn't see, close to $600 for a rear blade. So Tractor Supply, here's the price and the SKU number. I ordered the thing online and they actually delivered it to me at work, so I think it was $25 delivery fee, which wasn't too awful bad. So when I got this thing, I kind of thought about rust, and this tube on the back, it's like 3/16 inch steel, and I didn't see any way to get any grease in there other than maybe shoot some oil down from the top. So what I did, I took a 1/8 inch National Pipe grease fitting, drilled and tapped a hole in that tube so I could grease it. And it seems to work pretty good. The grease comes out the top and the bottom. So that ought to keep a lot of the rust from building up in there, especially when it sets. It's not going to set outside, but if you have one that's going to set outside, that could be an option to keep the rust down from inside that tube. So I bought a lock and lube grease fitting for on my grease gun. And the way that thing works, it just locks onto the grease fitting, and it keeps you from having to hold the hose on the fitting. Gives you both hands to use on the gun, which, man, really makes it a lot easier. So I bought that thing on Amazon. I think it was like $29. And it comes with a rebuild seal kit. So if the thing ever starts, I guess, oozing out around the end of it, you can rebuild it instead of pitching it and buying another one or whatever. But this thing works pretty good. I mean, it just pull that trigger back and they grip a hold of the grease fitting and let it go, and it stays on there. I've used it a couple times now on the loader, and didn't have any grease squirting out around the fittings or anything, so it seemed to work pretty good. I think it's probably going to work pretty good on the mower deck, because when you got the mower deck on, there isn't a whole lot of room under there. And to lay there on the ground and try to hold the grease gun on the fitting and pump at the same time gets to be a little bit of a pain. So this thing ought to work pretty good. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do a short clip on this rear blade. It seems to be built pretty well. Like I said, I've only used it a couple times, but it seems to pull well. It seems to push well. And it does, I think it weighs like 189 pounds. So it does add some weight to the back of the tractor. Of course, I had the tires filled on this thing too. I had a weight box on the back, and it had 300 pounds on it. And in the last couple of snows, it didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference going, up the driveway. My driveway's uphill, so I need all the weight I can get. But I kind of swear by the turf tires, because it's got a huge contact patch on the ground, and unlike a ag tire or an R4 tire or whatever, it doesn't have a full contact patch on the ground. So I kind of swear by the turf tires in the snow. Some people don't, but I've done it for 7 years, and I kind of swear by the turf tires on it. Anyway, I just want to do a short clip on that and that lock and lube. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. and I'll try to answer what you need to know. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good day.